The vessel is tied up.
You going to fish this coming year?
No. No, I'm not going to fish. I mean, there's nothing to fish for.
I want to stay here. My children want to stay here. If we tell them, sometimes they ask, if the fish plant closes, where are we going to go? We don't want to move to Sydney, or we don't want to move wherever. And I say, we're not going to. So I hope that's what happens.
The communities of Île-Madame, Cape Breton are very closely knit. The people of Descousse, of Petit de Gras, of Arichat and West Arichat have been sustained over the years by pride in their Acadian culture and the French language and by their church. But it was fish which brought these people here in the first place. Fish which allowed the communities to grow. Fish which has sustained the economy of Île-Madame for generations. And now the fish is gone. And that's left the people of this island very worried about their future.
Thanks, Lynn.
Okay, girls, come on. I'm ready for the others can get there too. What we're facing right now with the possibility of some of our schools moving off the island, with the possibility of losing our St. Anne's Centre healthcare facility. We definitely lose doctors if we lose that. I can't see a future for the children here. I really can't. I don't even know how long our future will be here.
Well, thank you all for coming. It's good to have you here. Let's talk about life on Île-Madame. What is it about this place that has caused people to stay here for so many years and want to stay here for good? John.
The lifestyle, the best lifestyle available anywhere in North America. The wholesomeness of the environment, the wholesomeness of the people, unique cultural bond that creates tremendous friendliness in the community, and all the amenities that you want for the most peaceful and yet entertaining and fulfilling lifestyle.
You ask why we want to stay here? Well, my parents were born here, I was born here, and my children have been born here, and when you have roots that strong, you usually want to continue on. The quality, you can't go anywhere where you're surrounded by water, like we can on Île-Madame. We're unique, and as John said, we're complimented by tourists who come in for our friendliness. We're not meek and humble all the time, but we are when we have to be.
Now you say Île-Madame instead of Île-Madame. What, are you just being accommodating to the English who can't get their tongue around that, or what?
No.
Oh, everybody calls it
I can say
Île-Madame in English
Île-Madame
Nova
very
Scotia.
easily,
Yeah.
but we're a bilingual island, so it's my privilege to be able to use Île-Madame, and Mr. Sampson here can use Île-Madame.
Well, you say Île-Madame, I'll say
the Irish in
Île-Madame.
me.
All right. And anybody else now on what it's like to live here?
Well, I'm like John. There's no way that I'm going to move away from the island unless they told me I will with a bulldozer. And if they do that, I'll leave my marks in the pavement.
As they drag you out?
Yeah, they're going to have to drag me out. I have a son going to a university in Halifax, and his wishes are for him to come back. He wants to come back and earn his living down here if at all possible. So,
is there any chance that'll happen?
Right, I hope so.
Absolutely. No question.
I hope so. He's very optimistic, so.
Yes, but things aren't so good here. I mean, you may have a wonderful, closely knit community and great pride in your culture and language and all, but there's no work. Isn't that true?
It's true. But we're going to make work here.
We're in a crisis. We're not different from hundreds of Newfoundland communities and many other Nova Scotia communities and some New Brunswick as well and PEI. But this crisis, Jim, is a crisis of opportunity. The world is just at the brink of tremendous change. We're going to embark on an information highway where we will not be a remote area anymore. And you and I both know that on an information highway, Petit de Gras is no more remote than Halifax. We will have an opportunity here to turn this island around, to turn it into an island with an entrepreneurship base rooted in the island. Not go around chasing smokestacks anymore and have them leave, which happens far too often in coastal communities.
But most of your people make their living from fish. Mm-hmm. You work in the plant?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been there?
10 years.
The plant is closed at the moment.
My husband works there too, both of us. And I don't know what we'll do with, I'm going to school right now, and he's already gone.
Gone?
To school.
Right.
And got a degree, and so I don't know.
But if the fish plant were to cease operations for good tomorrow, as some people say it may, what would you do?
Good question.
It's a good question. If we couldn't start something here, we'd have to leave. I don't know where we'd go or where we'd find any work, but we'd have to.
What about you, Steve? You own a boat.
Yeah. You know, I own a boat. On long lining, I've had 4 men fishing with me right along. And
is the boat tied up now?
The boat is tied up. Yeah, I chose not to fish in 1993 with the experiences we had in 1991 and 1992.
What's the experience? For those who don't
experience
fish?
with the decline, no fish. No fish.
So the vessel's tied up?
The vessel's tied up.
You're going to fish this coming year?
No. No, I'm not going to fish. I mean, there's nothing to fish for. There's nothing to fish for, as far as...
Do you face payments on that boat?
I have payments, but they're frozen for the time being, and so hopefully something come around that I might be able to sell it. As far as the fishery, as far as the groundfish fishery, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's finished for the inshore. I'm not saying that it won't come back, but if it does come back, I don't think I'll be around to fish, because it's going to take a while, and they're going to have to take drastic actions for it to come back.
You say you may sell it. Who's going to buy a longliner these days in Nova Scotia?
I don't know. You want to buy it?
This business is tough enough. Thank you.
We have now a crisis that is showing people that they must get out of the fishery. We have the breakdown of the government social safety network, which is demonstrating clearly that people cannot depend on those types of assistance programs anymore, and they must get training. You have a beautiful example sitting beside you of a person who was in the fishery for 10 years. She and her husband both went to school. She's enrolled in an information technology program, and she's going to be, like they were the backbone of our community when the fisheries was, they are going to be the backbone of our community when the new industries are.
Right, you're taking a computer training course. What are you going to do with it? I mean, if you leave your job at the fish plant, where do you go?
Jim,
is there a job? That's kind of...
just in 3 weeks.
Do you know where you can get a job here or in the
No,
area?
I don't know where I can get a job here, no.
So what, as so many people are asking, John, what good is the training if there's no work? What training for what?
There's room in aquaculture. There are some underutilized species out there we're going to take advantage of. There's tourism, and we have the marketable sorts of tourism, the ecotourism, the ecology, and the cultural tourism. We have all of that. We have access.
Let him talk for a second.
No, but John, I'm concerned that are you giving up on the fish you caught?
Oh no. We have an entity. We have a group in place taking care of the fisheries of the future.
But John, how do people working at Houston Fisheries in Petit de Gras go to work on the information highway? It just I can't understand what it is you're proposing precisely.
Well, Jim,
where are the jobs?
If you take a fisherman that's able to navigate his way on a foggy night using electronic devices for 200 miles out at sea and come back on a pinpoint location using that same electronic gadgetry, the transfer in electronic gadgetry to the modern day technology is simple. It can be done, and it will be done. We have very resourceful people down here.
Well, somebody else get involved in it. Brenda, go ahead.
People are weary of retraining, though.
Oh, they are.
They don't know what they're retraining for, what they should retrain for,
Absolutely.
where are the jobs going to be that they're retraining for. And it's not easy for a person who's like my age or a little bit older to go and sit in the classroom and retrain.
Absolutely. And
It's not easy.
not easy at all.
The young people might have a chance, but I can't see, I don't know what's going to happen to the middle of the road generation. What's going to happen to them?
Are you worried about the future? I assume you are.
I am worried about the future. If things keep going the way they are as a senior, yes, I'm worried. And, for example, in the health field again, if I get to be too ill, and the resources that we have now, our emergency center and our doctors, after having them for 130 years on Isle Madame, have to go because they do not have a place to work from, then I will have to move.
What? And at the present time, we can offer them the beauty and a great place to live at Ville Madame. But economically, I think you have to say, well, kids, you know, if you're going to go, you're going to go. You know,
Do they understand the values that are here? Have their parents succeeded in instilling them, or they want the life they see on TV?
I think a lot of the life they want to see on TV. I think so, unfortunately.
Yeah. Hardships.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
The fisheries will return. It'll be a much slighter fishery. It'll be much more technologically advanced, so there will be fewer jobs in it. And we've got to prepare for that. We've got to prepare for that eventuality.
But you will not accept the possibility of depopulation of coastal Nova Scotia. Now it's being discussed. People are seriously concerned about it, that we're going to be left here with abandoned houses, abandoned wharves,
Absolutely
rotting
not.
fish boats.
Absolutely
You
not.
don't see it going that way?
No, I don't see it.
And you don't think so either?
No, no.
I hope that, as I said, we can diversify, but I'm still strong on the idea of the fishing industry. And I just hope and pray that King Cod will come back.
Brenda? What have we left
I
out?
hope I don't have to leave here. I'm not from here, and I don't want to go back where I came from. I want to stay here. My children want to stay here. If we tell them, sometimes they ask, if the fish plant closes, where are we going to go? We don't want to move to Sydney, or we don't want to move wherever, and I say, we're not going to. So I hope that's what happens.
I hope so too. Thank you very much for coming. My pleasure to meet you, and
Thank you.
thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
you.